What's up everyone? Welcome to another joyful review. Today we're going to look at how to set up your pedal board, or at least how I set mine up, featuring temple boards. Good to see you, everyone. On behalf of A Joyful Noise Music Studio in Fenton, my name is Larry. Before we go too much further, we need to crank it to 11, and always possible by liking, sharing, subscribing this video, this channel, and everything we have on social media so we can stay connected. Now, how to set up your pedal board is obviously a very subjective subject that is all across the web. So today we're going to just look at my personal rig, and I wanted to feature temple boards and their amazing construction for the board that I put together. This is a rig that I have toured with, I play at church on a regular basis with, and it has been in this particular setup for a little bit over a year now. So everything seems to have stayed in place, and done its job, with the board being the main piece to put it all together. So why don't you join me? Let's look under the hood today at a complete pedal board rig. The signal path today is going to be the room microphone, a Fender Telecaster Custom, all through my Fender Deluxe combo amplifier. Let's get to it. Alright, so there's just a couple tone examples of some of the sounds that I get out of my particular board. Again, all of these pedals are going through a Fender Deluxe combo. This is a temple board. It's a fantastic board that has these amazing little grid lines and spaces. And we'll get into a little bit later on how I fastened everything to the board itself. But with my board, I chose the 4-cable method. As you can see over here, we've got 3 cables plugged in. There would be a 4th one, however, I use a wireless, so I don't need that 4th cable. And a closer look here, this is called a 4X mod. This is what the 4-cable method on my board goes into. Again, I don't use the 4th slot because of the wireless. This has 4 total slots, 2 on each side, that you can plug these mods. And this is also an IEC main. This is one of my favorite things, honestly, with the board. It's because I can just turn it on and off just simply by switching it on the side. No more like digging underneath the pedal board, flipping it upside down, trying to get to the power switch. And like I said, Temple makes a lot of different versions of these. They're a great company. Not only do they offer a pedal board, they can help you secure your pedals wonderfully to the board, but they offer these great features, these mods, in addition to just make your life easier with your pedal board setup. As far as the route's concerned, like I said, this is a setup that a lot of guitar players prefer because some people don't like to just daisy chain the pedals all the way through and pump it into the front of the amplifier because they feel like it maybe, I don't know, it bogs down the sound or just clouds up a bunch of the pedals. I'm kind of that way myself. So let me show you the route here that we've got going on. Obviously, like I said, 4-cable method, but first things first, it's a wireless. This is the Line 6 Relay G30. I love this unit. I've used it for many, many years, but this is where the signal starts. So we go from my guitar into the receiver, and then out of there, I've got this wired all the way over to the Ernie Ball VP Tuner volume pedal. Again, this is an incredible piece of gear here. It combines the tuner and the volume pedal all in one, so it saves space on my board. I'm not really like a huge pedal board kind of guy, so this was a lifesaver. And then out of the Ernie Ball, we go down and we come into the Friedman BE Overdrive. Now, this pedal is honestly a tone shaper in and of itself. I've got other reviews on it here on the channel, so I would love you to check that out. From there, we go over to the Timmy, the MXR Timmy. Again, I got reviews on all these pedals up on the channel, so I hope that you can take some time to see what those are like further. But after that, I put both of these bad boys into the ISP Decimate. I prefer to put my noise gate after the 2 overdrive pedals. I don't ever usually use them both in tandem, the Timmy and the Friedman. It's usually just one or the other. But I have found that some guitar players like to put the noise gate before their overdrive. And their theory behind that is because they think that they want to clean up any sound, ambience, noise whatsoever that comes from the guitar into the signal of the pedal. I personally prefer it the other way around. Then we come from the noise gate straight out. That's the first top cable up there, monster cable. It goes to the input of the amplifier. So you've got tuner, overdrive, overdrive, noise gate into the front of the amplifier. Then we've got our effects pedals. These are all made by Walrus Audio. This is the Slow Reverb, the ARP87, and the Julia Chorus version 2. I recommend every one of these. There are reviews here on the channel, so please take some time to check those out. But all three of these sit in my effects loop. So it's like the overdrive is happening first, all the sound, the distortions, and then all of this stuff comes into play after that fact. Now, a lot of guitar players might prefer it first. They like to put a delay sound into their overdrive. I prefer just straightforward. So all of my effects pedals sit in the effects loop. That comes after the preamp of the amplifier. So again, when I'm playing, let's say I'm using the overdrive, let's say I'm using the slow reverb, what happens first is the overdrive hits the front end of the amplifier, and then after that, it knows that in the effects loop that this signal is being sent into it. So then the reverb takes whatever sound I have put into it, which in this case is the overdrive, and it sends it out. All right, now here's a look under the hood of my Temple board. This is known as the Duo 17. There are 3 different series. There's solo, duo, and trio. And the name of the series means how many mods you can fit per side. So solo meaning 1 per side, duo 2 like this, and then trio obviously 3 per side. So you can double the name, and that's how many mods you can fit on the board. And supplying all my pedals is the Friedman Power 10 grid, okay? 10 inputs for up to 10 pedals if you'd like. So here's the IC main running into the power supply right there. Again, that's why I like the switch on the outside so much, because I don't have to dig underneath the board to turn on a power supply. Here's obviously the inside look of the 4X mod, what it looks like. Obviously just a 1/4 inch on the opposite side of the mod itself. Now, let me show you how the quick release system works. This is what Temple Audio gives you to secure the pedals to the pedal board. It's this plate here, and again, they call it a quick release system that's got these little groove holes, right, that sticks into the circular circles on the grid that you can see there. And this plate fixes itself to the pedal, okay? And my goodness, does it fix to the pedal, okay? So a little insider tip that I would recommend, if you're not sure if you're gonna keep a pedal, do what I did. I took some painter's tape, as maybe you can see right there, the blue, okay? I put that on my volume pedal because when I first got it, wasn't sure if it was gonna work, wasn't sure if it's gonna fit my needs. And then I put the quick release pedal on top of that. That way, if I wanna sell the pedal, I can just take the tape off and, you know, be on my way and sell the pedal. Temple Audio gives you a way to fix their plates to the pedal in a very secure way, because you need security when you fix it to the board itself. So it's all around a very, very secure system. This is obviously a look at how it screws to the plate, but the screw comes in the underside. So that's a look at the Duo 17.
Real quick, before we wrap up today's video, you need to ask yourself if you are not only sounding cool, but looking cool while doing it. Well, look no further, because we can help. That's right, official Joyful Noise Studio merch is available now, with more to come. Click the link below to order a stylish t-shirt like this in your size today, and support the studio wherever you're making noise.
And there you have it. There's at least one way you can set up your pedal board, or at least how I set up mine, as you saw today. And like you might have heard me say already, I've been using Temple boards for about 3 years now before finding which board configuration and size seemed to fit my needs the best. That's when I landed on this one about 1.5 years ago. I've been happily using it ever since. And who would I recommend this board for? Well, every guitar player, including bass players. This is one of the most secure, rugged, lightweight boards that I've come across in the market. And all the mods that they offer, all these different inputs and different power supplies and everything like that, they keep growing. They keep adding different variations to it, and I know it'll please more guitar players than just myself for what they have to offer. So if you're looking for a board that not only holds everything together in a safe, secure way, but offers a couple bits of ingenuity on top of it with the mods, then I would definitely recommend Temple boards. But you know something? That's just not quite the end of it. We want to know what you do. What kind of pedal board, what kind of rig setup do you have? How do you run your pedals? It's a very broad conversation filled with all kinds of tips and tricks. So let's start a conversation below in the comments. Let's find out if we can learn something from each other, how you set up your rig compared to how I set up mine. But if you heard or saw any pedal today that you would love to add to your rig, please check the links below or message the studio directly. We would love to get you in touch with some of these companies and order you some of these pedals to add to your rig. But that's it for today. That's right, we're gonna cut the video here now. Thank you so much again on behalf of A Joyful Noise Music Studio in Fenton. My name is Larry, reminding you and encouraging you to keep making noise. We'll see you around.